Mike, can you get that card for me? I can't seem to reach it.
Sure, no problem. Let's get up here. What's going on? I used to be able to reach this, no problem.
It's starting.
What are you talking about? It's starting.
You're shrinking. You're getting shorter.
What?
Don't worry, most of us get shorter as we age. We don't all stay the same height forever.
Persis, I'm 6'2", and I've been that way for years. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah? Let's see how tall you are today. Over to the chart.
I can't believe it. I'm 1 centimeter shorter than the last time I measured myself.
It happens to all of us sooner or later. We spend our childhood and adolescence growing, and then we stop. Or so we think. We do stop growing by the time we're around 25. But for many of us, once we get to our mid-40s, our height starts moving in the other direction, down. The same thing that causes us to grow in height can also cause us to shrink. Our skeleton.
Now, at first glance, it may look flimsy, but it's not. Your skeleton is extremely strong, so strong that it protects all your vital organs, including your brain. It's also the scaffolding that supports your entire body weight.
Without a skeleton, your body would simply collapse into a big heap of body parts. The irony is that we often associate skeletons with death. But our skeleton is actually a living tissue that's constantly changing throughout our lives. Think of your skeleton as a building under construction. Special cells in your body called osteoblasts have the same job as construction workers. They build new bone using calcium. But there's also another crew on this site, a demolition crew called the osteoclast. These cells do just the opposite. They destroy bone tissue. So your bones are constantly being torn down and rebuilt at the same time. But why the constant renovation? Well, just like a building, your skeleton requires constant repairs to keep it standing. But for the repairs to occur, old bone has to be removed before new bone can replace it. The relationship between the osteoblast and the osteoclast is like a tug of war. When you're young, the builders outnumber the destroyers. That's when you experience growth spurts. In your mid-20s, the two are more or less in balance, so your height remains the same. But as you get older, the osteoclasts start losing the battle. Now bone is destroyed faster than it's created. The result is a decrease in bone density that can lead to a slight loss in height. The extreme case of this losing battle is osteoporosis, a condition which affects mostly older women. With age, calcium levels drop, and by the time they reach 70, they can lose as much as 30% calcium in their bones. This loss in calcium also leads to a loss in bone mass.
The end result is thin, brittle bones that are susceptible to fractures. Osteoporosis can also cause shrinkage of backbone, which leads to hunched backs and height loss. But it's not just your bones that can affect your height. It's also what's in between them. In between each vertebra of your spine is a spongy disc. These discs cushion your spine and make you more flexible. But how can these affect your height? The key is what's inside them. An intervertebral disc is like a jelly donut. It has a soft, jelly-like inner region that's surrounded by a tough outer shell. Over time, the wear and tear on your body causes the fluid in these discs to leak out. This causes the discs to compress and shrink in size. Over the years, the muscles around your spine and abdomen become weaker and can't hold you up as well as they used to.
The muscles not only lose strength, but the number of muscle fibers decrease. What you end up with is bad posture, which makes you look even shorter.
Mike, what are you doing?
First, I have to get as much calcium as I can. I have to build up my bone mass.
Mike, relax. It was only 1 centimeter. Most people shrink a little bit. Maybe we made a mistake. Let's measure you again. Come on, stand up.
First is, I am standing.
Come on.